Hello, my name is Brian Oliver.
Hi, Brian. My name's James Arthur. Do you knowingly consent to this film being taped?
I most certainly do.
You understand the fact that it will be distributed throughout the web for different purposes?
And that is absolutely okay.
Alright, can you tell me about what month was it when the police stopped you out here?
It was 2 months ago. They did not stop me. They came into my house 5.5 hours after it was distributed on the web, and they came in there and they flipped me off my couch while I was asleep on my MS medications and threw me through my coffee table and kept yelling, "Stop resisting or I'll break your arm."
And just to clarify, that MS means multiple sclerosis, correct?
That is very correct.
Okay. And what website did they...
Facebook.
Okay.
The woman that accused me of this had put this on there before she made the charge with the police department. Before the complaint was issued.
And what charge were you initially charged with? What charges?
Abduction and carjacking.
And did you feel that those charges were incorrect?
I never got into the woman's car. I never asked her for anything other than a ride, and I even offered her to pay for it. She was about to exit the parking lot in the direction of which I lived, and I offered her this money, and she said, "Hold on, I don't care who you are, I'm going to leave now." And I said, "I'm sorry, I apologize," and she left.
And
but before she left, she asked me who I was, and I gave her my information, my phone number, my address.
So that's how the police were able to identify you, is you willingly gave out your information.
5.5 hours later.
Okay.
Because she threatened me with this, and I wanted to make sure that I was completely innocent. I did not attempt anything.
Okay. And were you read your Miranda rights when the police came in to arrest you?
Not at all.
So you were detained all the way from the time that you were placed in handcuffs, transported to the police department, and booked in through the NCIC thumbprint recognition. You were never read your Miranda rights. Is that correct?
Very correct. And there are 2 witnesses to this, and I was told over and over, "Stop resisting," when I was asleep, when I was thrown through my coffee table.
And you take medications for seizures, right?
I do.
Okay.
I'm epileptic and I'm diagnosed with MS.
Okay. So an epileptic person, it would be a bad idea for you to get shocked or tased, or any of the other non-lethal.
Very correct.
Okay.
With a heart condition, you can die within 2 seconds. I also went to med school. 2 seconds.
Did you feel safe at all while the police were around?
No, I had bruises when I arrived there. I've been told I could...
So they were very forceful with you? Very
correctly.
Did they strike you?
Yes.
Open-handed or closed-handed?
Both.
Have you been to... You've obviously been discharged from jail. Are you out on bond right now?
I've been charged with simple assault. Her witnesses said the same story that I did, and even though I've never met any of these people,
and these are witnesses
that she brought into court.
Okay, and again, we're going to go back to the initial part of your story where of your claim that you were exiting the parking lot next to it. Okay, so where were these so-called witnesses at the time that this was going on?
Never met them, never saw them, never know who the hell
So
they
you
are.
don't know where they witnessed?
No.
Okay. So it's safe to say that she could have, I'm not implying, but she could have brought these witnesses in after to help collaborate her story.
It could be a factor. I would not be shocked after the way I was treated. I still have nightmares to this day. They keep telling me, "I'll break your arm, I'll break it, I'll break it, I'll break it, stop resisting." And
And that's when they had your arm in the arm bar position, forcing it back up into your shoulder blades.
That would be correct.
Okay. And all of this took place from the time that you asked for the ride to the time that you were took to the facility? How long did that take? 6 hours?
Almost 7 hours. It was almost 6 hours before anything ever actually occurred.
And again, how did she get you gave her your information willingly, and then
Yes.
she contacted you, and
After
then she contacted
she
the
put
police.
this on Facebook, and then 5.5 hours later.
So she put your information on Facebook that you
Yes,
gave her,
that would
and
be
said
correct.
that you threatened her on Facebook.
That would be correct.
That's how the police gained knowledge of this.
No, 5.5 hours later, almost at dawn, they come out of my house. They put 2 loaded guns in my fiance's face. They kick my dog, and they throw me off the couch, which has given my fiance said to go through therapy.
And
for
did
this.
they have a warrant when they came?
No, they did not.
Okay. Again, they don't need a warrant with the wonderful Patriot Act that Bush signed in it. And I want to ask for all the info warriors out there, why don't you want to subject yourself to this scrutiny amount of imprivacy? Why? That's unpatriotic of you. That's un-American of you. You know that, right?
I have started a lawsuit, but I'm scared. I'm
And-
scared because of the prejudice they will put on me, because I had all my piercings in. I was wearing black, and I've now cut my hair.
And
I no longer wear my piercings.
Alright, and one more time, Brian, the camera cut off there, I'm sorry. You had to, you feel as if you have long hair and your piercings in it, they treat you differently because of the way you look. They subject you to a terrorist level because of the way you look. You feel that way?
Very clear cut. I mean, very much. It's a simple trip to the hospital. I mean, I have a heart
And
condition,
did you get medical attention upon arrival to the jail facility?
no, I did not.
And did you request medical attention?
Yes, I did. My fiance had to bring my heart medication down to me, and even then it took them 2 days.
Did they ask you at the jail if it was an emergency or if it was a calm incident of medical emergency?
No, they did
Because
not.
I know at this county jail here that they ask inmates when they ask for health officials, they ask if it's an emergency or if it can wait for EMS to arrive.
Because of my charge, they threw a roll of toilet paper at me and told me to have fun.
That was their exact words, was to have fun?
Quote unquote.
Okay. And do you feel as though this town of 3,000 people in the hills of East Tennessee, do you feel safe here with the police?
I did not.
Do you feel as though...
As a matter of fact, I feel that they're more of a threat than I do the criminals.
Okay.
The criminals, I mean...
They are definitely more than a threat than the criminals. They are...
I'm not a criminal.
It's
I do
time
not
to call...
associate with criminals, but at the same time, I fear the police more.
Yeah, yeah. It's time to call these government officials out for what they are, as a tyrant. These tyrant acts of...
But they always get away with it. Our last sheriff, I mean, look what he got away with.
Kent Harris, yep. 12 felony indictments, info warriors, in
And
case you all don't know.
And walked.
And walked.
And yet, I ask a woman for a ride, and I'm accused of a felony. I get out of the felony, but, like, I'm still treated like
So
I'm worse than Charlie Manson.
You do plan... I've only got one. You do plan to take this to trial, or do you plan to plea bargain out so you don't have to continue?
I didn't have a choice. That was not given a choice. Once they dropped it out of a misdemeanor, you can't take it
They
to
pled
trial.
you out right then and there.
Yeah, I can't.
So hang on. At your first court arraignment, when you first went into preliminary arraignment, you were tried right then and there. When you first went into court, your first appearance in court, it was done and over with. Is that correct?
They told me to turn around and get back in the cell.
So it was that fast. You went into the courtroom within 10 minutes. They dropped your charges.
I never got to speak a word. No, they never dropped my charges. I had to go back to jail. And I spent a week there, and then when I came back out, the woman, her witnesses were telling the same story I was, and I've never met her or her witnesses, except I met that woman one time when I asked her for a ride because I was lost. I offered to pay her. Well, her witnesses were telling the same story that I was. So the judge gave me an OR, and then I had to pay a gigantic fine. And now I pay every week.
Alright, Brian.
And I also am subjected to people coming into my house.
And you said that you have kids, you have a fiance, and you said that other people are recognizing you out here on the street from Facebooks and stores and stuff.
Yeah, so she put me on Facebook before she ever made the complaint. I mean, I can't go for groceries without somebody being like, "Oh, it's you." You know, and I don't know anyone here.
In a town with this few of people, a retirement town with nuclear fuel services less than half a mile away, InfoWarriors Nuclear Fuel runs the show around here. The police take orders from the nuclear fuels police.
I refuse to use social media because of things of this nature. And
social media is slowly becoming more and more dangerous. Facebook recognition, facial recognition, biometric scanning. It's all been here. It's all going to come, and it's going to keep collapsing. Alex Jones, you're my hero, by the way, Alex. His teachings, not even his teachings, just a blunt fact of the information that he provides shows that this line of path all through history with Stalin and Hitler and Mao, these mass killings, and government is the #1 killer of civilians, the #1 killer. Alright, Brian, I want to shake your hand here.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, sir. And I'd love to have you on again, and we'll touch base. Let's wait on this bus to go by. We'll touch base here in about 10 days or so and see what kind of questions.
I can keep you updated on how my things are going.
Yeah, definitely. I want to keep staying updated on this story, and what we'll do is I'll get your phone number and your information, and I'll contact you here in about 10 days. And some of the questions that our YouTube subscribers asked, we'll ask some questions on the video as part of a follow-up.
Sure thing.
YouTube listeners, Infowars.com, Alex Jones, PrisonPlanet.tv. Wake up, America.